And CBS News foreign affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan now joins us from Berlin. And again, Margaret, as we saw yesterday, President Obama looking to reassure allies such as Angela Merkel about President-elect Donald Trump and his administration to come. How, though, will America's relationship with the countries, specifically there in the EU, shift when he takes office?
It's a big question. Remember, Donald Trump is now the leader of the free world. What he says matters not only within U.S. borders, but it really sets the agenda internationally, which is why his words have taken on such resonance and caused some worry here when he talked about pulling back from U.S. support for the security shield that has been in place for 70 years here in Europe through NATO. But the government in the U.S. is bigger than just one man. Keep in mind, as President Obama pointed out yesterday, there are deeply interwoven intelligence sharing links that are used not only to fight ISIS on the battlefield, but to keep terrorists from ISIS and al-Qaeda out of European cities, out of the U.S. And remember, it was that intelligence agreement that was so controversial during President Obama's term because of some of the wiretapping and other kind of controversial, what they would call intelligence pickup, signals intelligence, that has persisted from the Bush administration. So those things aren't going to necessarily change, so each president can shape the degree to which they want to work together. There are deeply woven alliances. However, what is also concerning to so many people is just how tenuous so many leaders feel right now around the world. There is a populist movement underway here in Germany that threatens to unseat Angela Merkel's government. There are populist waves elsewhere in France as well. So the election of Donald Trump has in many ways empowered some of those movements within European borders. And so that's why you have the leaders of Italy, France, Spain, the UK sitting around the table. Remember, Brexit just happened in the United Kingdom, so everyone's trying to figure out what this shift will mean for them. Angela Merkel yesterday said this period of time we're going to look at, just like we looked at that Industrial Revolution. When you go back and look at your history books, this is when the world has shifted. Donald Trump is part of that.
President Obama now en route to Peru. What awaits him there?
Well, that's the Asia-Pacific Leaders Summit that is going to be interesting because not only will President Obama meet with Xi Jinping, the leader of China, he will also cross paths with Vladimir Putin. That could be awkward. There's no planned meeting right now, but the two men will be in the same room and often do huddle on the sidelines. So this is again going to be underscoring America's deeply woven defense. Intelligence interests remain the same. What President Obama said yesterday concerned him, whether it comes to what Russia has been doing in Ukraine and in Syria or other issues, China's abuse of human rights, is that global platform that the president-elect will have once he takes office will shape the global agenda. If the U.S. doesn't stand up for human rights, if the U.S. doesn't take action at the United Nations, if it doesn't try to bring together Western powers to put sanctions on Russia and Vladimir Putin as they have, that could really be a problem that could have a knock-on effect for stability elsewhere in the world. So that America first focus of Donald Trump, while everyone loves hearing America's going to be a top priority if they're Americans themselves, it concerns the rest of the globe. So in Asia, as you have China and some claims of territorial encroachment, you have cyber hacking happening. There are so many issues. And what President Obama is going to try to reassure them is that Donald Trump will also be an advocate for American values and interests, not just about transactions and deals and following through on some of the campaign rhetoric. Basically, he's going to try to say what Donald Trump said on the campaign trail is not how he's going to govern. That's just not clear yet. And as President-elect Donald Trump puts together his transition team and his staff, that is raising some eyebrows.
And so a farewell tour really does continue to morph into a reassurance tour. Margaret Brennan there in Berlin, we appreciate the insight.